is the Crowbar with Part 3 of Section 1 for my Gears of War Judgment Guide. This mission, your declassified file is going to be right at the start of the mission, and it's about destroying centipede eggs. And you can see what the eggs look like here, right in front of you, and that patch should always be there. However, all of the other eggs that you need to destroy for this achievement are randomized. They're all in this first area before you open the door to go to the next big battle. And if you just sort of follow along with me, you can check the spots that I'm checking, and if you do that, you should be able to find most of them. But since they are randomized, I can't really give you a perfect guide of where they're going to be every time. And when you begin to move down this hallway, you will run into a centipede. Centipedes are annoying, but they're not that bad to fight. They're highly defensive, and their main strength is that they can crawl right up to you, since they only take damage towards their hindquarters. And when they're close to you, they can really do a lot of damage really fast. They can down you in a couple hits. So best strategy with those guys is just keep your distance. And these are the doors that will go into the next area. And you don't want to go through those until you've destroyed all the eggs.
From egg to omelet.
And you will typically only fight centipedes either by themselves or with groups of more specialized enemies. They usually don't send centipedes at you if you're fighting a large group of regular locusts.
That's unpleasant.
And that's a good thing. So once you get your notification that you've completed your mission for here, you will get the star on the door that lets you know to go into the next area. If you didn't kill all the centipedes, there will be some in here, but there's some in here regardless of whether or not you killed all the eggs before, but there are fewer of them if you destroyed all those eggs. On the ground a little bit earlier, there were stim gas grenades. You'll come across these rarely in single player, and what they do is they're just essentially healing grenades. If you've played Overrun, they're what the medic class uses. You toss them out, and it throws down a little cloud of sort of healing smoke, and any character that walks into that smoke will be healed. And they can also revive down teammates from a distance.
Just in case regular grubs weren't upsetting enough. Everyone okay?
And if you toss a grenade in that E-hole and you're doing well in your score, that'll probably bump you up to your 3 stars for this area.
I'm on your side now. That's enough slithering.
Now right after this section, before you continue on, turn around and run to the opposite side of where that little passageway was, and on the ground over here you'll be able to find your cog tag for this area. And once you have the cog tag, feel free to head into the next area.
What have they done to my marks, sir? A sniper rifle with no scope? Ha! Those grubs are real geniuses! Radio check.
I got...
This is the final section of the first chapter of Gears of War Judgment. The declassified mission for this one makes your visibility horrible. And that's about it. But it's actually pretty significant. So I would recommend going with a Lancer and a Retro Lancer here. The Retro Lancer is going to give you the charge ability. And right when you come in to this area, if you circle around to the left side, you'll be able to find a Mulcher. And you can use the blind fire function of the Mulcher to ward off a pretty good number of enemies before it runs out of ammo. Since you've taken the declassified mission, you have a slightly different spawn pattern for enemies, and this one is full of enemies that will charge you and try to melee you and rush you. This is probably the first time you really extensively fought Maulers a lot in this game. You might have faced them depending on your enemy spawn patterns and a couple of other missions. But Maulers are pretty tough to deal with. They have giant shields which they use to defend themselves, and that makes hitting them pretty difficult. Best option is usually going with grenades, like I was doing here. Even with power weapons, you have to get around the shield, and you'd end up wasting a lot of ammo trying to take them down with conventional weaponry. The one thing to be careful of with Maulers in single player is that your AI allies are pretty stupid, and they will gladly run right into the Maulers, which are a one-hit down when they get hit. And what makes that annoying is because if you go back over to the Mauler, they will hit, and if they're trying to hit you, they can hit and actually kill your teammates. So if your teammates go down, you generally want to stay away from Maulers. And you just saw me pick up the cog tag there. You just want to go around the rim of that little crater that's in the middle of the ground. And I fell just short of 3 stars here. One more kill would have gotten me something there. But I figured just keep this run. Yeah, so that is Chapter 1 of Gears of War Judgment.